This is Tea and Talk, a self-development podcast. A podcast dedicated to empowering, uplifting, inspiring, and celebrating women. I'm Tiffia Stokes, your host, as well as women's health advocate, blogger, vlogger, and author of Grow Through It. Everyone has a story, and not everyone's story will start or end the same, but you can't judge a book by its cover. Sometimes it may take a few pages, chapters, or even a series to get you to the climax. You will get there if you continue to walk in the path you were destined to walk and keep turning those pages. It's time for you to end that chapter of your life that is holding you back, causing stagnation, self-doubt, self-hate, and negative self-talk. All you have to do is turn the page, sis, and start to write a new chapter. They say a woman is like a cup of tea. You can't tell her strength until you put her in hot water. Well, the water is hot, sis, so let's see your strength. Grab your tea and get comfortable and join me as I get into it on this episode of Tea and Talk.
Hey loves, and thank you for joining me on another episode of Tea and Talk. Happy Monday, and I hope your weekend went well. Today I wanted to talk about relationships, as far as you feeding a relationship and the opposite party not doing the same. So over the last several years, I've had relationships with friends, and a handful of them was me, or I felt was one-sided, and it was me feeding those relationships and giving those relationships energy. And what I mean by that is, one instance, I had a friend whom I'd known for years, and I had many different, milestones throughout the years, including, a bridal shower, a bachelorette party, wedding, baby shower, baby's first birthday, and this chick never came to near one of them, but continued to call herself my best friend. I've gone to a couple of her events, but when it came to me, she was never there for me. And it took me a long time to kind of understand that it was one-sided and that it was time to give that relationship up because it wasn't going to change. I mean, it had been years that she never showed up or showed her support for me in the things that I did with my life. She would never really reach out unless I reached out to her first. So later on, I realized, that I was feeding that relationship and kind of reviving a dead relationship, which probably had been dead for years, but it took me so long to realize that that was what was going on. So with that, I cut all ties from her. I blocked her from all social media accounts. I blocked her phone number. I stopped talking to her because she did not have my best interests at heart. It was always about her and what she had going on, and she couldn't do this because of this, and she couldn't do this because of that, but never was there for me. Another instance, there was a friend who called herself my best friend again, and she would come to me for advice all the time. And I don't know if she would actually take my advice or if she didn't take my advice. I don't know, but she'd come to me for advice all the time. She'd call me, text me for advice all the time. But then when it came to me needing advice or needing to talk something out or work something through, she was gone. She was never there. Or she had a reason that she couldn't talk, or a reason she couldn't be there, or a reason she couldn't come out. There was always an excuse from her. Another example of me feeding a dead, one-sided relationship. I was giving that relationship all my energy. I wanted to make sure that, she was getting good advice and that I was giving good advice and that it was actually helping her and whatever it was that she was going through. So I continue to give energy to that dead ass relationship. And again, it took me years to realize that's exactly what it was a dead ass relationship. You know, a relationship, you can have relationships in which you feed that relationship and give it energy and life. And the other person may not be given that same energy back into that relationship. And that's what it was with both of those scenarios. I have stories like that with friends and family members where I'd reach out, and if I didn't reach out, they weren't reaching out. It was always me. And I had to stop giving my energy into something that was so one-sided because I cared about it, but that didn't mean that I was a priority to them. So I had to stop. They may be taking, and that's exactly what these two friends did. And like I said, a couple family members, they would take and get their soul fed from the energy that I put in. And all the while, I was depleting my own energy because I wasn't getting fed. My soul wasn't getting fed. It wasn't getting reciprocated. So now my cup is empty because I didn't empty my cup onto you. And now you're leaving fully fed while I'm empty because you don't give a goddamn about what I'm going through or what I'm doing. It's selfish. It's selfish. And like I said, I've lost so many friendships because I think I was naive when it came to that, seeing one-sided relationships with friends, one-sided relationships with family, but I'm still learning, and I've become more vigilant in knowing that is what's happening in some situations, is that I am giving CPR to a dead situation. Stop filling up people's cups and leaving empty with nothing left to give because you put so much into that relationship. So if you're going through that same thing that I'm talking about, stop it. If you have a friend or a family member that only calls you for this, that, and the third, or you're the one that's reaching out to them only to check on them, to invite them out, or to do this with them, that goes to show that relationship is one-sided. They don't give a damn. Or maybe they do and they just have a fucked up way of showing it. But it's one-sided and it's taking your energy from you. It's a dead situation. I call it a dead situation. If that other person isn't putting that same energy in, then it is time for you to turn the lights out on that motherfucker. Lights out. You not giving me no energy. You not getting this energy. The lights are out. That relationship has become one-sided, and now you are just being used and taken advantage of. Sis, you are way more important and way more worthy than to allow others to take advantage of you, of what you bring to the table, of maybe your skills, of your kind heart. You are way more worthy than that. And it's time that you realize that and notice that. Even if it hurts you, even if it hurts them, if there's no way of repairing that or they don't want to change, it's time to turn the lights out. There's nothing more you can do. And in my situations, I've tried to repair both of those relationships with those friends, and it got nowhere. It was me again reaching out and trying to resolve the issues, but nobody else really cared. You are worth so much more. And relationships are not about quantity. They're about quality. So there are so many other people, women, who yearn to have a friend like you and not to take advantage of you, but to do the same thing in return. There's so many women who want to feed your soul as well. And now, as I'm learning, I have I have many go-tos now, but one of my favorite go-tos, I should say, is my cousin. My cousin Nafisha will, I don't know what it is, but her words of encouragement, her words of inspiration, and I could be going through anything, and she just knows exactly what to say and when to say it to get me through whatever it is I'm going through. And she's just been such a godsend lately. She's always been a godsend, but lately I've needed her a lot because of the passing of my grandmother, and I've just been going through it, and she's been there. Regardless of what time of the night it is, what she has going on, she always stops what she's doing and she's there to talk to me. And vice versa. We're there for one another. That's the type of relationship that you need, sis. You need someone to feed your soul and you feed their soul, to reciprocate that favor. And if it's one-sided, like I said, turn the lights out. But not even look for someone. You'll find your tribe. You'll find those people that are meant for you, and you'll find those people that are like-minded. Just keep doing what you're doing, but don't let anybody take advantage of you. And like I said, if things are one-sided and the energy you're putting in is not reciprocated, turn the lights out.
Be sure to give me a rating and your feedback at the end of this episode. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to click the links in the description to learn more about how you can be part of the Tea Party VIP group and get more of Tea and Talk, plus additional offers, including a free copy of Grow Through It. To follow me on IG, click the link in the description. I'm so excited to talk to you all next week, so keep tuning in, and until next time, love and good vibes.